Thank you to Ms. Arya. She also saved a few minutes. All the speakers actually saved minutes. I think they realize that cooperation is the name of the game. All right, I'll ask the question. People are asking questions also to help us to save time.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My question is to Sharma sir. It's just an out-of-box question. The idea of water ATM is good. Our people are very well versed in wasting water, even in taps. What happens if overnight someone is opening and the water is wasted all along?
So that's why I think I mentioned it. The usage gets triggered with the use of a card or coin. So this is metered, this is monetized. You can't open the tap and let it flow. The other thing which we didn't cover today, 4 years back, people used to tell me saying, if you're trying to put up in Delhi slums, they'll be torn apart and people will take home. The social fabric makes sure that anything that's useful to the community will be kept clean and intact, right? If it is really useful to them, they'll be happy with it, okay? The other thing is, it's a design challenge also. Not every time you find the challenge in saying that it is a new technology. It's a design challenge. We created a 2.2 ton RCC structure. I know there could be many people who are not a great fan of RCC, right? Reinforced concrete. But the idea was, even if you bring your Jeep and bang into it, Jeep will get damaged, right? So just make sure what you're designing, who you're designing for, and what it has to weather. So no wastage. In fact, the whole idea of pricing, it's a big debate for someone like me who comes from Bikaner, by the way. And so Bikaner, Jodhpur, this is sort of built into the culture to say save water. The idea of pricing water was a personal agony, right? But then you say, yes, water is free as a right, making it reliably available and purifying it, sorry, we have to, purifying it, that's not available for free. Yeah, so I hope I've amply answered the question.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. And one more to Abhijit sir.
Okay.
And there is a wide variation in the availability of piped water supply.
Right, sir.
Only 590 kiloliters per day per capita in cantonment area, and when you go to the further north towards the Alipur district and Nanded district, it comes down to only 19 to 25 liters
Very
per
true.
capita per day. Now, with such a wide variation in the availability, how do you address the availability of water to these ATMs where 90% of the groundwater is polluted in Delhi, and Yamuna River, the only source of surface water, is 100% polluted?
So I wish I had a straight answer, but let me try and, yeah, but just for the audience sake, this question, problems are enormous, but I'll come back to what I started with. These are local problems. Delhi is also like, we call it Delhi, one single entity. But Delhi topography-wise, Delhi purification, contamination profile-wise is wide and varied. Challenge is not quantum of water per se. Challenge is making it available and adapting your solutions to the locality, and you're rightly putting it out there saying the government allocation, or you want to call it misallocation or whatever it is, right, is something that needs to be supplement. And by the way, I would also like to put a disclaimer. We are about drinking water. If you're asking about saying what about bathing water and what about the household water, so yes, there are those challenges which we haven't solved. But everybody who lives in Delhi realizes every third or fourth household has a bore well. Yes, water is contaminated, not potable. But for many other needs, people are using it. While there is a law against it, but that's like rampant, right? Everybody has it.
Okay, one more question to Abhijit sir, Dr. Abhijit. You were mentioning about the laterite which you are using for the removal. Can you please mention about its abundancy, availability?
Yeah,
Because any source should be more available.
Yeah. It's a huge abundance in district like 4 districts in West Bengal where the problem is there, and it is abundant in Bihar also, and your South India, they are in the Eastern Ghat and Western Ghat. These are the hugely.
Okay. What's the mode of collecting the materials? How do you collect them?
Actually, It's a big chunk we collect and then we bake through crusher, and we measure the iron content. If it is around 30%, then it is good for our arsenic removal.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, my name is
Hello.
Rina. I'm from Enzen. First of all, I want to congratulate two people today who gave the lectures. One is Dr. Safir Usman and Meghal Arya. Being a non-water people, I mean, that shows the interest and that shows the social aspect of like what this is.
Thank you.
Meghal, yes, like the interlinking of that, like when he was talking about the lakes, even the 234 lakes in Bangalore are interconnected. But the problem is the Raj Kaluways, what we call that, which interconnects, are getting encroached by the urban development and other thing. Just keeping that aside as a discussion. But question for you is, Mr. Usman, you showed about Bellandur Lake. You showed about Alsur Lake. What have you done for Bellandur Lake? Okay. Alsur was a simple lake because there were a lot of work done. I mean, see, it's easy to show different pictures of like all the aftermaths and other thing. But looking at the solution to solve the problem is what is important in these days. Because I can get 100 different pictures for thousands of lakes around the world, or like even India too for that matter. Okay. Alsur, we started working on this almost like 8 years back. We solved it to that extent for you to keep that monitoring devices. But what has been done for Bellandur Lake? I'm curious to know, because problem is there. And there is a huge interest from different entities to work on that. And then we are, in fact, like we are one among them who are, sincerely working on that. But it's a huge problem, which we agree. But definitely we are going to find a solution one day. What is that you have done? I'm just curious.
Definitely. Thank you. Thanks a lot for that question. And
by the way, I'm from Bangalore.
I do.
And I live in that area for 25 years. So.
Yes. And true, Bellandur is a real problem. And what we have done personally for Bangalore's Bellandur Lake is not just collect these data from the surface of the lake. We went into every single tributary, wherever there was an injection from public source, from normal, even small tributaries. We kept monitoring systems to make sure to understand the sort of pollutants that's entering from which region. There is Hosukote region that was connected, there was Pune region that was connected, there was Koramangala region that was connected. So which exactly was responsible? Was it the residential colonies in Koramangala region, or were they the industrial pollutants? So after that, what happened was we worked with Karnataka State Pollution Control Board, gave this data to them and made sure there has been a regulatory check on these industries as to which companies. I do have the list of industries that we have been helping close down just because they were floating the rules. And for us, yes, that was the solution that we were giving, helping government with the data to close down industries. And according to me, true, this is a solution. This is not a permanent solution. What will happen to the people running the industries? And that's why we went and devised solutions for them in industries to make sure that there is a way to basically for them to run the industry and treat the water.
Thank you, Safir. But you are using floating instruments there. What type of technology you are using? You did not tell. And what is its capacity, efficiency? Please tell a few words on that. The instrument you are using for the cleaning purpose.
Definitely. For the purpose of cleaning purposes, what we did is we've partnered with other devices. I wouldn't say that we do have the entire expertise in treating water. So we partnered with a company called EcoGeneTech, which works with aerators. For example, for Alsur Lake, the solution was to go with aerators. That we were able to control the dispensing of these even micro, so for example, algae. Algae used to be killed by lactobacillus, if I'm not wrong. So we provided the information on the amount of dissolved oxygen and powered these chemical dispensers that put these chemicals on the Alsur Lake bed. And this, I think, answers your question also, how were we basically helping it treat. And our company, at Tetherbox, we provided the data to relevant stakeholders to help it get treated.
I think you'll have to take that debate during the lunchtime. We need to move on, give other people some chance to ask questions. There are 2 more questions only, please.
Yeah, I have a question to Safir. You mentioned that you are using one data science for this, and you are collecting the parameters from the treatment plant, and you are giving to the government or anyone, like this is lagging or this is like effluent is not good and like that. So this is just one-time activity, or you are having any real-time control plan?
This is not one-time activity. This is a continuous process, because if I release data that said that, true, this industry for now, this company for now is treating it well. What about tomorrow? What about day after tomorrow? This is going to be a continuous process. Every single day, every single hour, we are monitoring these the conditions and the health of these plants and giving it to the government.
Thanks.
I had a question for Dr. Parhi. See, you talked about reducing the irrigation demand. Very good. But have you done any research on the response of the users on use of treated wastewater for irrigation? See, because in Delhi NCR itself, we have got mega sewage treatment plant. Like Gurgaon has got 150 MLD sewage treatment plant. Delhi has got 550 MLD. Noida has got 200 MLD. But all that water after treatment is just getting wasted.
Yes.
So what is the response of the agriculturist on use of wastewater? And are you collaborating with Central Pollution Control Board on normalizing the norms for irrigation? Because there is a wide difference. They are saying BOD below 100 is okay for irrigation, but when it comes for recycling, then it is 10, 2 and 3. So what is your take on that, please?
It has been your household wastes. Only you are talking about the wastage from household.
No, sir. I'm talking about, you see, cities are having
cities,
common sewage.
whatever.
I'm saying a municipal sewage treatment plant.
Sewage
Sewage
treatment means it is coming from household.
No,
Mostly household.
No, it comes from all industries. It will
Industries
come from,
and household, that is yet to be tested. Because that contains a lot of chemicals, and the use of that chemicals in agriculture, it is yet to be tested. Whether it is suitable for agricultural purposes or not, that is yet to be tested. Because some industrial wastes contain certain chemicals which are harmful to the growth of plants.
Yeah, but we do have preconditions on the kind of water which you can discharge in public sewer.
That has to be.
So you see, CPCB already has a norm.
I got your problem.
So you have to do pre-treatment before suppose this campus is generating some sewage and there is a laundry or there is some electroplating plant. So they have to do pre-treatment before it can be connected to public sewer. I was only asking as an agriculturalist, what is your take on use of this recycled wastewater for other purposes?
That has yet to be decided. That is yet to be decided.
All right, with that we will close the session for question, and I'll hand you over now to Dr. Rana to.
Thank you very much.